Well, I've always held the belief that a company is only as strong as its processes. Having clear systems, having documented processes, repeatable workflows. I mean, a company that has strong process trains better, onboards better, has less dependency on any individual, and ultimately it makes for a more valuable and scalable business. So that's my philosophy about why process is important. And you and I had met at an event probably a year or so before we started working, and I was always curious about working with your organization. And ultimately, we decided to move forward at a time where one of our key people was really struggling with running their department, and they had a lot of fear and uncertainty and doubt about their ability to kind of see their way out of what was happening in our service department and customers that needed us to make good on our service work. And it was just very clear that even though I was offering to onboard people to come in and assist with their work, even that was overwhelming to them. That if I run this entire department myself, how am I even going to train somebody how to do what I do? And so ultimately, we called you and we started working with Douglas on your team at the same time that we onboarded a new associate to work with this manager. And ultimately, what we did was we killed two birds with one stone. We started meeting with Douglas regularly, documenting the process that needed to get out of this individual's head that was so crucial and so important. And in the process of doing that work, we were able to successfully orient and train the new hire to the process within that department. And so it was incredibly successful. Both of them are thriving now in their roles, and they have process that they go back to and refer as needed. And that was the starting point. And we've worked through almost every department in our company with you and your team today. And I think the results speak for themselves. And so what I think is so important is having a way to capture process that is dynamic, that is evolving, that is not just the metaphorical binder in a drawer. It's something you come back to. And so we've made that a requirement of our managers that every quarter when we do our quarterly planning and look back at the quarter that passed, what are the key things that have changed in our process that require updating in the documents that we've worked on so that it never goes stale. It always stays dynamic, is always evolving and supporting our team as the business moves forward. Well, as an owner, it gives me peace of mind that it exists and that the business has these processes to fall back on. Because I'm at the point still, even though we're growing, we don't fully have backups for every department leader in our business. And so for me as a business owner, it gave me peace of mind to know that this architecture is in place. Should someone decide to move on, should someone be unable to come in and continue in their role, that now that we're the type of business that can attract talented, capable individuals into these roles, that having accessible, digital, clear process to provide such a person as they get started in our company, it gives me tremendous peace of mind that we'll continue to maintain, the continuity of our service and operations here, really no matter what. And on the day to day, the people that are working here, they rely on it as they come across situations that they don't know how to handle. It's a great training tool as managers simply can, tell people working in our call center, well, did you check the process? And so it starts to break some of the reliance on managers needing to field every little question from the people that are working in their department, and ultimately gives them more ownership of what we do here. The process is the process. There's not a whole lot of interpretation that needs to be done the daily basis of what we do here. And so the results are showing more consistency. We track KPI and metrics across many different departments, but we look at these dashboards, we look at how many days it takes to move through stages of process that is involved in our production. And it's all been trending, from yellow to green. If it was red, it's yellow. I mean, it's all going in the right direction. And so the tracking is very important too, having eyes on the numbers, on what good really looks like. Um,
Yeah.
it certainly helps keeps the business delivering consistently.